I have to admit, I love a good, crazy success story. One of those that are out of the ordinary where you are thinking, how did this happen? It was not supposed to happen like that. And I have a story like this for you in this video. I have to say, I love especially the kind of stories that are against all odds, that are more than just your average, yeah, I manifested my specific person, my crush kind of story. I typically don't even bother recording too many of those. But I have a story. It's not love related, I have to admit, but it is one of those stories where you will be wondering, like, how did this happen? So what is the story? I have a client, she's a regular. I have known her for a couple of years now, and she decided that she wanted to move to a very prestige, special place. I can say it's an island, but you can also say it's a rich people island. The average person would not be able to afford a house or an apartment on that island. However, she's been there on vacation several times, and she told me, whenever I'm there, I am full of energy. It doesn't matter what's going on in my life. When I go there, I'm just happy. I love being there, and it gives me so much joy and energy, and it charges my batteries. And she also told me, it feels like fate. Whenever she's there, she feels like, yes, I kind of belong here. So recently, I don't know when exactly it was, maybe like 2 months ago, maybe a little bit longer, she decided, I want to move there. Not permanently, she still wanted to keep her place, but she felt in her heart, I belong there, I want to move there. But I already told you one of the problems, the average person cannot afford it. The other problem is, it is pretty much impossible to get any apartment or house there. There's even a trailer park there, of course a fancy trailer park, and it's even impossible to get a spot at a trailer park there. And she told me I would never be able to afford a house or an apartment there, but maybe a trailer park spot. However, there is a waiting list. You don't just get a spot there. Look, it's so crazy that people actually, when they die, they pass on the spots to their family members. So people inherit those spots. There is a waiting list for a trailer park spot for years or sometimes even decades. People literally wait decades to get a camping spot there. So of course, when she called me, she was all about the how's that supposed to happen? It's pretty much impossible. And I told her, no, don't think about the how. You just see yourself there. The how is not your job. The how is the job of the universe or higher power, however you want to call it. Your job is like a navigation system. You just plan where you want to go, which means you want to live on that island. The rest, not your job. So she affirmed being there, she visualized being there, and it always made her feel so happy. So she had been there on vacation, and she has an acquaintance who actually lives there, and he told her, I'll see what I can do for you. I know the guy who owns the trailer park. I don't know, it happened so fast. I don't know if this was like 1 week later, 2 weeks later. I'm sorry, I cannot give you the exact timing. But the guy from the trailer park, I believe he called her, or I'm not sure, this was set up. And he was like, there's like people telling me I need to give you a spot. Like, who are you? People are adamant about you need to have that spot. You seem to be really likable. Let's just talk. And I don't remember if they met in person or via the phone, but that guy was like, I actually have a spot. It's like a corner spot, and you're not allowed to tell anyone because there is literally waiting lists, but I've got one. I can send you pictures and then you tell me if you want it or not. And she took it. Next problem, she didn't have a trailer, and she had a very specific one in mind, and she was looking for trailers, but someone living there, or I think it was the owner of the trailer park, was like, hey, I know someone, or I have one I can sell to you to a very fair price. And it was a very fair price. And next time she went there to the island, it was already set up for her, ready to inhabit it. I don't know exactly how long this manifestation took until it came through. I would say it was probably something between 1 to 3 weeks approximately. But again, literally, people are waiting decades to get a trailer park spot. And for her, it happened so fast, just by persisting, just by living in the end. And the unfolding, that just happened naturally. If you want to know a little bit more about how you can occupy the state of already having it, then you should check out my free ebook, In the description box below, there is the link tree. It is actually called the Love Reality Switch Beginner Guide. However, you can apply this to any other manifestation. It is completely free. You will find it in the description box below. And of course, you can reach out for personal coaching and take advantage of my 20 plus years of experience. But anyway, isn't that a good success story? One of the things that should not happen, and yet it happened so fast for her. But I have to say, she has been working on her self-concept in the past. She has been a client of mine for a while now. So that is definitely one of the things that prompted it to come that fast. But even I was astounded how fast it happened. A manifestation, it can come pretty fast, and circumstances do not matter. It does not matter whatever your circumstances are. In this case, it did not matter that there is this waiting list. It did not matter that no one gets a spot there. It didn't matter. She just assumed the wish fulfilled, and that was. But if you love unusual success stories just like I do, the ones that made you think like, this should not have happened, I just recently recorded another one, and it should be popping up right now, or should be in the description box, and that one also will leave you speechless, I promise you. I see you there, or in another video, or on coaching, and until then, I wish you all the best now. Bye bye.